touch there with the Willie Dixon cover, Evil. And here is guitarist Tim Sult. How are you doing, mister?
I'm great. How are you?
You good? You good? I've got to say, I absolutely love that cover that you did, the Willie Dixon cover. We just saw a clip of it now.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, that one turned out great. I'm particularly proud of the guitar tone on that one.
Yeah, I just really liked what you did with it because I love the original, the Muddy Waters original with Muddy and Willie. I love that, and I just thought that you just completely made it your own. It was a very, very good one.
Well, we originally heard that song. Actually when we toured with Monster Magnet back in the early '90s. They were covering it. Yeah, they were covering that song. So that's actually the first place we ever heard of a lot of cool '70s bands from those guys, like bands like Cactus and Sir Lord Baltimore and Captain Beyond and stuff like that. We learned about through Monster Magnet.
Oh, I never knew that. I never knew that they performed that live. Okay, cool.
We're doing great. We just finished up a rehearsal for our show tomorrow, and I'm just hanging out in our practice space, and we're having a blast working on new music and playing these internet shows that we've been doing.
Yeah, so let's talk about those shows. So live from the Doom Saloon, should I say? So live from the Doom Saloon.
It's kind of a salon because we do our hair here sometimes. So.
So you did volume 1 back in May, and now you're doing volume 2, which is tomorrow. So obviously you enjoyed it. I mean, how was it for you guys? Why did you want to do part 2?
Well, mostly because we can't go out and play shows. We would much rather go out and play shows and go on tour and do what we're supposed to be doing. Like, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be in Europe right now.
Yeah.
Probably playing some sort of awesome, huge festival with awesome, huge bands. But now I'm just sitting in a room in Frederick, Maryland. But yeah, we just can't stop playing. We love playing our music, and we're never going to stop. The fact that we can actually do this and get out there and play for our fans while we can't actually go on tour is a great thing.
So where are you doing the gigs then? Is it one of your houses, or is it a venue, or?
We have a rehearsal space in a business park.
Got you.
Yes.
Don't kill the illusion there.
This is our rehearsal space here. Fun stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a great little jam room. The Doom Salon, depending on our hair for the day.
So you're okay. So because I noticed that you've been putting some little rehearsals up on YouTube. How's it? Have you been rehearsing quite a lot for the shows? Because I know that for the first time ever, you've let the audience pick the set for this one.
Yeah, we had to relearn a few old songs. So I would say this is probably the most we've ever practiced for a show, possibly ever.
Yeah.
So that would be about five or six rehearsals where we played the whole set straight through, which we usually don't do.
So can you tease any of the songs that you're going to play? Because like you say, there's some that you haven't played for a while, or I'm guessing, are there some that you've actually never played live before?
No, there are none that we've never played live before.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, the artwork for the whole show is based on the song Oregon, which is one of our older, more obscure tracks.
Okay.
So that one will definitely be on the set list, just so you know. That's the only one I could see right now.
Oh, that's cool. And so you'll be announcing the winner tomorrow as well of the person that you've chosen. Is that right? And they get that amazing goodie bag with the orange amp in and.
Yeah, I believe Neil is going to announce it during the show, I think.
Okay,
or
nice.
Maybe it'll be announced before the show. I forget.
So what time is the show tomorrow then?
We're going on at 8:00 East Coast time, so it's super late in the UK. It's going to be 1:00 in the morning over there. But you could watch it for 48 hours after. So you don't have to be up between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning to watch it.
Good.
In Europe or the UK.
We can go to bed and wake up with a nice little treat.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like you say, you've been working on some new material. What kind of stuff you've been working on, and where are you with that?
We've been laying down musical ideas pretty much ever since the recording of the last album. So we have tons of ideas at this point, and we have a few songs even with some early versions with lyrics on it. So, we're slowly working along. We probably have more instrumental material than we've ever had so far. We've just got too much time on our hands, and we just get together and start playing riffs and recording them and then putting them away in the riff bank for later.
Fair enough. So when would you have an album out? Next year then, do you think?
I certainly hope so. I hope so, yeah.
So it's your 30th anniversary next year, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Together in 91.
We played our first show in 1991. It is our 30th anniversary, yes. Ridiculous, I know.
That is insane, isn't it? So had you any plans to mark the occasion?
I was planning on marking the occasion by pretending I'm not 50 years old. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend I'm not 50 years old. I'm going to pretend like we're a brand new, fresh band.
Fair enough.
But you know what? I don't know. Maybe we'll mention it. But we kind of ignored our 25th anniversary. Maybe that was a more important anniversary to celebrate. But I don't know. I don't think we really feel like we're in the position to celebrate ourselves yet.
Really?
So we're just going to get on with it and try to write some new songs.
I think your fans would love that if you did celebrate yourselves, especially after everything we've been through this year.
Yeah, maybe we'll throw ourselves a little birth. That's actually, oh wow. Now that I think about it, that is our 30th anniversary of our first show is within a week or two of now. So yeah, maybe we'll have Neil mention it tomorrow.
There we go. That's cool. I'm getting lots of questions from the audience. So let's have
there's an audience?
There is an audience, yeah. They're live. They are chatting away about you. So Brute was saying, have you guys seen Clutch live? Okay, so Brute has seen you 13 times.
Nice.
Okay.
Is he in the UK? Do you know?
He's in the US, actually.
Okay.
So the audience is all over. I know someone's just said they're from Finland. We get a lot of guys from the US, and then obviously the UK. I'm in Italy at the moment. The noise you can hear, this is so Italian, you're gonna laugh your head off. So across from where I've been staying for the last 6 weeks is an ice cream parlor where everyone goes. There's no one really seems to drink alcohol here. They just have ice cream. And tonight is Miss Italian. So it's like they're running some beauty competition over there. Ice cream and Italian ladies. So
well, they do have the best ice cream ever in Italy.
I know they do. I for sure. I've been eating a lot of ice cream since I've been here, that's for sure. And Bill says great, some new music. Right, Brute has says, are there any songs you wish had been requested that weren't for the set tomorrow?
No, not necessarily. I mean, we had so many options to go through, and they were all actually pretty decent set lists. Okay. So I could see ourselves doing something similar in the future as well.
Fair enough. And what about for you though? Like, were there any songs that are on there that you're a bit about approaching, a bit nervous about approaching?
No, not necessarily, because we have so much rehearsal time, and we're not on tour, and I can just go in my basement and relearn our songs, in whatever, a couple hours or a couple days, however long it takes. Yeah. So I think we have the luxury of the time to learn all these songs again. If we were on tour and we only had one, if we were on tour for, if we only had one day to learn all the songs, it might be a complete disaster, but we've had a couple weeks.
Yeah. So Screen Man says, how many entries did you have?
How many entries did we have? I think 2,500.
What?
25. Yeah, I think it was 2,500. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500. Yeah, it was a lot to dig through. That's for sure.
That was. Bilt says, what is Tim's favorite song to play live? What's your favorite song to play live?
What is my favorite song to play live? Usually it's the most recent song that we've written, but we have not written a song in a long time. So I would say Fortunate Son. Our cover of Fortunate Son is my current favorite song to play live.
Is it?
It changes all the time. I mean,
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess it depends what kind of mood you're in, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So yeah, because you did that. When was that? Over the last year, you've been putting out a few covers, haven't you? For the Weathermaker Vault series. And I love, so like we heard the Evil one, which was the one that you put out as well. And you've done Precious and Grace. You redid Electric Worry. What else have you done? So you did Fortunate Son. What wasn't that you done?
We redid another one of our songs called Space Grass. We did Electric Worry. We redid another one called Smoke Banshee.
Yeah.
And what else? I can't remember off the top of my head. I think that's it.
So what made you want to put these out?
Well, we never really recorded a batch of cover songs or even learned a batch of cover songs. That would be the first time that we've ever, consciously got together as a band and tried to learn a batch of cover songs. We did those three that you mentioned. We did Fortunate Son, we did Evil, we did the ZZ Top song Precious and Grace, and we were also working on a Faces song, Rod Stewart and the Faces.
Yes.
And then we just that one wasn't really happening as much, so we just kind of ditched that one and recorded those three. And it was really just kind of an experiment to see if we could actually learn the songs and make them sound good.
Yeah, which I think you've achieved. Like I said, I love the Evil one. So what was the Faces one that you did?
It was called, it is called Wicked Messenger. It's actually a Bob Dylan song. It's a Faces cover of a Bob Dylan song that's super cool. It may have been on the Small Faces album. I forget. Yeah, I think it was on the first Small Faces or something along those lines. But it's awesome. Okay. It's called Wicked Messenger.
Brilliant. Wicked Messenger. And so you've ditched that one though. Did you say you're putting it out?
Oh no, we ditched it. But who knows? One day we might bring it back.
Are you going to work on any more?
At this point, we are just working on new songs.
Fair enough. So Jason in San Diego said, how often do you go through wah pedals? What is it, and what's your favorite pedal?
Well, I used to break wah pedals quite a bit, but within the past few years, I don't know. I don't seem to break them as much.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe I'm actually using them less, or maybe I'm not beating them as extremely as I used to, because now that I've been using a wah pedal for about 30 years, maybe the joint in my ankle is a little bit burnt out. So
Okay.
maybe I have a little bit better of a technique than I used to have. But I like RMC pedals quite a bit. And you can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned Dunlop Crybaby. Those things always sound awesome. And I actually really like the Jerry Cantrell signature series that Dunlop put out a few years ago. I don't know if they still make them, but those things sound great.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's talk. So basically, I don't know if you know my story. So basically, I'm a music journalist and TV presenter, and I've always wanted to play guitar, but I've never got around to doing it. And so during lockdown, that's what I started to do. So I taught myself how to play.
How's that going?
So I've been doing this series where I've just been getting on friends, guitarist friends, and they've been giving me a few lessons and stuff like that. And I've become a complete gearhead. Like, I'm obsessed with guitars and everything. And so I'm like a sponge at the moment. I'm trying to suck it all up. And it's been amazing. It's been an incredible journey.
Cool.
So what we're talking about your wah pedals and stuff. I mean, how do you choose your gear? I mean, are you a bit of a gear junkie, or?
Yeah, it's definitely fun to try out a bunch of pedals and go through a bunch of pedals and buy and sell guitars, and buy and sell amps is always a fun thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's really nothing wrong with just basic Boss pedals, MXR pedals, Dunlop pedals. Those all sound great too. I mean, there's no need to spend $500 on a pedal if you don't have to. So there's a lot of cool, super expensive pedals out there, but those probably aren't for everybody. And I don't know where I'm going with this. But here's my pedal board for the show.
So you play with orange amps. There we go. There they are, the orange amps.
That's my pedal board for the show. I'm just kind of keeping it simple. I don't know if you can see it. Can I?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, so what have you got there? Talk us through it.
Very simple. Let's see. Tuner.
Yeah.
Nano Pog. MXR Phase 90. MXR Carbon Copy delay.
Can you
just a basic cry
down a little bit?
Oh, sorry.
There we go. That's better. Okay, so you've got okay, that is quite simple. But you never used to play that much around with pedals and stuff, did you? So this is actually quite a lot for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of my modern 2010 version of my pedal board. I also use it's not in here, but I use line 6 delay, line 6 DL4.
Yeah.
It has the best reverse delay that I've ever come across. That's one of my favorite effects ever. I use that for a couple songs that we jam sometimes. Big News 1, I'll use that quite a bit. And it's kind of like an instant Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, is it?
It's like sounding like Jimi Hendrix without trying.
So when did you start? Because obviously, so obviously I haven't got into pedals yet because I'm not quite there. But when can you start experimenting with pedals and stuff? I mean, I'm guessing you've got to be at a certain level to get into that.
No, definitely not. If you could play a chord, you could use a pedal.
Really? Okay, cool. And you play orange amps as well. I saw your amps there. Why orange?
Because they're really super nice people and they're easy to work with and they just sound awesome. Like, for example, should we go over to my favorite amp over here?
Yeah, let's take a look.
This is can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, that's my 70s. I have two of these, 270s orange overdrive combos. Pretty much the greatest amp ever made. So yeah, I really love these. I've been playing those quite a bit lately. I ended up finding two at local music stores around my area, and I bought them, and I'm gonna hopefully play them forever.
Are they original ones?
They're 70s ones. I mean, I've had to replace a bunch of stuff on it. I mean, it's not all original parts that have never been repaired, but they sound great.
So when you're looking for a sound, what do you tend to lean for? Because like you say, you've got those 70 amps, and your sound is very bluesy when you're playing. Are you more like after like a 70s kind of sound and tone?
Yeah, I guess so. I like, not 50s tones. Actually, you can get a good heavy tone out of a 50s guitar amp, surprisingly. So, like, for example, all right, this guy here, which I played on our last album, which is Book of Bad Decisions. I played that on Book of Bad Decisions, and I played that one on Evil as well. That one is on Evil also.
Oh, is it?
That's okay. Yep, that's one of the guitar tones you're hearing on Evil. And also this orange amp here. So combining the 70s tone with this, I believe that's a 50s amp. It might be an early 60s. I already forgot. I think it's a 50s one. But yeah, I kind of really, really like combining a 50s and a 70s tone together in the studio anyway. Sometimes live, it could be a complete disaster of noise and complete chaos. But in the studio, it always sounds great.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Are you one of those guitar players that when you're off the road, are you constantly noodling and like messing around with different amps to try and create this different sound? Or when you're off the road, are you kind of like, okay, I have a bit of a break from the music?
No, I pretty much have to constantly play or I won't be able to play anymore. So we actually spend a lot of time rehearsing. Whenever we're off tour, we get together, 2 or 3 times a week and try to work on new songs. So, I play as much as I can and try to record new ideas when I'm at home. But I have 4 kids, so it's kind of chaos sometimes.
Do your kids play?
My oldest son started to play and went to like a little rock school camp a few times. So he's played a few shows himself, probably like 4 or 5 shows where they did like a cover song. But he's not doing it this year because of the whole COVID thing.
Oh yeah, so, that annoying thing.
So unfortunately, my kids are pretty much on Roblox 24/7, if you know what that is.
Yes, I do know what that is.
Okay.
Sadly, I do, yeah.
I wish I didn't.
I don't get the fascination with that at all, actually.
I'm sure I would have loved it when I was 10 years old too, but all I had was Atari Pac-Man.
Get back in the real world. That's what we want. Yeah, in this crazy world that you build up yourself. Mind you, escaping this world right now that we're living sounds like quite a nice idea, to be quite honest with you. So how old were you when you started playing guitar?
14.
Okay, so that's not ridiculously young. That's bad. And had you played any instruments before that?
I did not play any instruments before that, no.
Okay, cool. And did you have lessons?
Yep, I started taking guitar lessons when I was in 9th grade. My parents were nice enough to pay for it for me.
Was it just 1 a week?
Yep, 1 lesson a week. And I did that for 4 years.
Right. And how often did you practice?
Wow. Probably 5 to 8 hours a day.
Oh no! Seriously?
Yeah, I would just
Don't do that to me, Tim. Don't do that to me.
Well, yeah, I was really young though. I haven't done anything like that in a long time.
Oh
You know, I
my
pretty
God.
much jumped straight from lessons to, you know, trying to write songs in a band format.
Yeah, because I guess you've been, you know, like you've been in the band just after high school. I guess that's when you joined, wasn't it?
Well, we started playing together. Yeah, it was 1989 when we actually started playing together, but the first Clutch show wasn't until 1991.
Right.
So yeah, that was basically 1 year out of high school for me.
That is incredible that you guys have stayed together that long, and you still get on.
Oh yeah, well we've got nothing better to do, and we actually enjoy playing our music for people, and it's pretty much the funnest job ever.
Yes, you do have a cool job, that's for sure. What do you think you would have liked to have done if you hadn't been in a band? I guess you can't imagine, really, if you've been in the band that long. But
Well, you know what? My job before the band got signed was I worked at UPS, so I would honestly probably still work at UPS. I would be a UPS guy.
yeah, fair enough.
That's true.
So let's talk about some of your guitars. What can you remember the first guitar that you bought?
Yes, my parents bought me a guitar out of, I think it was the Sears catalog. You know, the store Sears that used to be over here in the US. They had a guitar and an amp. They actually had lots of guitars and amps in their catalog. So they bought me one for Christmas. I believe it was $79.99 for a guitar and an amp.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And do you still own the amp or the guitar?
I don't. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, that's cute. So what so now you play, I noticed that you have a SG and you've got PRS, is that right? Do you have any others?
I have a bunch of stuff right now. I have two guitars by this company called Seeger, I'm pretty sure it's just one guy that makes them in Maine in the US.
Right.
Absolutely amazing guitars. And I also got 3 guitars built by a company called Banker.
Never heard of them.
Banker is one of the Gibson authorized builders.
Okay.
So he makes a couple different guitars to Gibson specs, and he's got several of his own models as well. So both the Seegers and Bankers are absolutely amazing, like boutique-y style guitars.
Right.
But for the show.
And then, so is there
Sorry, I was going to say, but for the show, tomorrow, I'm just going to play my Les Pauls.
Are you? I know have you got your Les Pauls there?
I do.
Can we have a look?
Sure. Well, let's see. My 3 that I have are here. Actually, oh, wait. Hold on. Can you see anything? Okay.
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Oddly, after 30 years, Gibson was nice enough to give both me and Neil a free Les Paul.
Oh, wow. Lucky you.
Completely just mind-blowing out of nowhere. I got a free Les Paul from Gibson.
What one did you get?
Huh?
What did you get? What did they give you?
They gave me this thing here. I mean, a free
Very
Gibson
nice.
Les
And
Paul standard.
what's it like to play?
It's the happiest day of my life. It plays like a dream. I absolutely love it. I played a lot of Gibson custom shop Les Pauls over the years, but just these normal Gibson USA Les Paul standards seem to be way better for playing rock shows.
Why is that?
They stay in tune. They stay in tune considerably better.
That's fair enough. I'm getting lots of questions now about your guitars.
All right.
So Showtime says, is that a Minecraft sound diffuser on your wall?
A Minecraft sound diffuser on our wall? JP, our drummer, built that. It is a sound diffuser, and there's the set list up there.
Oh yeah, okay. We didn't see it. Don't worry.
And yeah, that's one of JP's sound diffusing projects. He pretty much built everything in here. Nice. Put everything up and makes it sound good. JP's our drummer, by the way.
Yes. So Ninja Pig says, "Oh, can you play something?"
Can I play something?
Yeah, putting you on the spot. Yeah. Have you got anything new that you've been working on?
Let's see. Let me turn on my amp over here.
Okay, cool.
I have my other guitar plugged in over here. There you go. That's the sound of the 70s right there. Do you hear that? The sound of the 70s. And that's why it's hard to bring vintage gear on tour.
Okay, so you're going for that? You're going for your Les Paul, the one that you got given?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Why am I? Oh, here's my problem. That was my fault. That was my fault. All right. I'm not sure what to play. I'll play something. Can you see me? Can I see me?
We can see you, yeah.
All right. I'll get into my wah right away just to annoy people.
Yes, bring it on.
I don't know what to play. I'm scared.
Oh, so you've never done this before?
All right. I'm just going to jam in B minor for a little bit, just for fun. Kind of like a slower, funkier type solo thing that I would do on Big News One, or maybe a slower type jam that we might do.
I love it.
That kind of vibe.
It's great. That sounds incredible. That wah pedal as well is amazing. I definitely want one of those now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's definitely fun, and sometimes maybe I use it to hide behind it sometimes, but I do like it.
That's cool. Well, I definitely need something to hide behind right now. I'm not quite at your level. Bullet says, what power tubes do you run in your orange amps?
Oh, interesting. Well, according to the guy that repaired this for me, he has a stash of old Siemens tubes, which I know absolutely nothing about. But apparently Mesa Boogie has all these old tubes stashed somewhere, and they let them out to, they sell like a few to a few certain dealers every year. And I ended up with these old tubes that are in both of my 70s oranges. And they're called Siemens, and I know nothing about them. So maybe someone else does. Maybe there's more of a gearhead on Twitch that knows about them.
Who knows, right? Have you ever been on Twitch before, by the way? You've done a show on Twitch, haven't you?
No, this is my first time on Twitch. But you know what? I think maybe STG, the company that's doing the live stuff, was broadcasting it on Twitch, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right. I think I've seen Neil. I think Neil's done some stuff on Twitch before.
Okay. Yep. He did his charity thing. Yep.
Yeah, maybe that's what I saw. So Brute says, do you write all the riffs for Clutch songs?
Nope. Everyone in the band does. Everyone in the band writes music for the band.
Okay, cool. And I saw another question here about one of your albums. How did you get that insanely thick sound during the Elephant Riders era?
During the Elephant Riders era, that album was our highest budget album that we've ever had.
Oh, okay.
We recorded that one at Electric Lady Studios in New York City.
Yeah.
And another studio in New York as well. I used, what did I use on that one? I used a mid-90s orange amp along with a Vox AC30. I had a 90s Vox AC30 at the time, and that is where the thickness of that tone comes from using super expensive, really nice recording studios, from using the best microphones. And we had a producer, Jack Douglas, that worked on a lot of classic 70s stuff. And that's how that beautiful guitar tone happened.
Oh, yeah, okay. So what are you going to play on the next album, like guitar-wise? And
I'm pretty much undecided. I'm going to play as many of my new guitars from Banker and Seeger that I can.
Yeah.
But usually when we're in the studio, I decide what to play just right then and there,
I guess every song is different, isn't it, in a way, in that sense?
Yeah.
Like whatever guitar suits the song kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Is there a guitar that you would love to own that you don't?
A guitar that I would love to own that I don't. I mean, honestly, I would love to own a real Les Paul.
Yeah.
The 58, 59, or 60 Les Pauls.
Okay.
I would absolutely love to own one of those. But, those are pretty much out of everybody's price range, unless you're a multimillionaire.
No, I know, they're ridiculously expensive. And it's insane to think there was only so many of them made as well, It's like only so much of them out there.
Exactly. And they really don't sound much different than just the normal Les Paul standard. They're just, they're just more rare.
Yeah, I know. So I've only got my acoustic with me because obviously I'm in Italy, and I didn't want to bring an amp, an electric guitar. I started learning on rather than on acoustic, but so I've been playing on the old acoustic. Is that what you started on acoustic? No, you started on electric as well.
I did start on electric, yep. You know what? Acoustic is the best way to practice because it is actually a lot harder to play acoustic than electric.
Yeah, I found that actually. Everyone's been saying that to me, and it's true. It is a lot harder.
Yeah, I've got my acoustic guitar back here. I could barely play it.
So what was the first thing that you learned? Can you remember?
I can't remember how to play it, honestly, but it was, what was it? It was like a kid's song, just like a little simple kid's song.
Yeah.
It was like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the very first thing I learned how to play.
So who was the guitarist that made you want to do this?
In my early lessons, I just got into metal. I was super into Ozzy, so I loved Randy Rhoads. I was into Iron Maiden at the time. One of the first songs I learned was Twisted Sister, We're Not Gonna Take It.
Yeah, okay.
Also Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, and Black Sabbath, Paranoid.
It's a good one.
Yeah, early on, I also really loved Queen too at the time, but I could never wrap my head around actually playing a Queen song. They're kind of weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of different layers in there, isn't there, with Brian? Actually, it's weird because I've always loved Queen as well, and I've always thought Brian was an incredible player. And then I saw them live a couple of years ago, and that was weirdly enough the time I've ever seen them live, and I realised then just how incredible he is. He was never on my list of like top 5, top 10 guitarists. But after hearing him live, I was like, Jesus, okay, I get it. That guy's incredible.
I've actually never seen him play live. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll play with him at a festival.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Maybe Download. Download would be good to have Queen. And I know you've played Download quite a few times.
That would be amazing. Download with Queen and Clutch. I'm in.
Yeah, and you were meant to be at Rambling Man. I always work on Rambling Man, and you were meant to be there this weekend, or that weekend, which was a couple of weekends ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago, yep. Yeah, that would have been awesome. But it's supposedly happening next year, so It's going to be awesome next year.
Exactly, indeed. So what was the Twisted Sister song that you said you learned? We're not going to take it.
I honestly don't remember it at all.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't remember any. I don't know anything except Clutch songs and then those 3 cover songs that we did.
There's one of it, actually, what is the song? The Evil song. It sounds like a Zeppelin song at the beginning. What's the Zeppelin song?
It you know what? It totally does sound like that, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, totally, right? It's those exact same hits.
It's cool. I think that's one of the reasons why I love it so much as well. I just love what you've done with it. How does it go? Can you play it again?
Yeah. I guess I should turn up my amp.
Good amp.
It's actually really painful to play.
It's really what?
Painful sometimes.
Why?
By the end of the song, it's really painful. There's a lot of picking going on. It's just picking the entire time. And also I'm out of tune, so that's a good thing. I'll go hit my tuner there. But yeah, that song is just basically a really simple blues progression. But you're playing the notes out of the riff, the notes out of each scale.
What scale is it?
The entire time. D. The changes are D minor. So it's that. It's really, really, really weird.
Why is it weird?
It was actually a challenge for us. Well, for Dan and I to learn how to play the song note for note.
Really?
Because, it was just a little bit out of the normal Clutch comfort range, riff-wise, I would say. There's no space in it whatsoever. Like in Clutch songs, there's a lot more space.
Yeah.
But this song is just, 8th note picking the entire time.
So your fingers are bleeding at the end.
Yeah. I mean, as you can see, I could barely play it now. I have to be totally warmed up to be able to even try to play it.
Yeah, fair enough. I won't get you to try and teach me that then. Maybe in a year's time, we'll come back to it. Is there anything you can show me that can kind of help me on my journey?
Yes. Would you like to learn a more simple song off, more chordy type song off our newest album?
Yes, let's go for a chord. I'm all right with chords.
Okay. You know, it might be a really good one, actually. It's kind of a similar song. It's on, I think, Earth Rocker, The Face. It's a song called The Face.
Yeah.
It's got a real simple chord progression that I could probably show you.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. It starts up. Can you see me? All right, cool.
That's better.
So the song only has.
We're losing your head, but we've got the guitar.
Okay. The song itself only has 3 parts in it, so it's really super simple. So the first part is the chorus, and it just starts off with the chorus. Okay, I played it wrong.
What are you? Right, I'm going to die now. What are you? What chords are you playing?
It starts on E.
E. But not there. Where is the E? I've never played them up here before.
Okay, yep, so you could go. And then G. G, D. Yep. So. So yeah, it has a little rundown that might be hard to play up there. But
yeah, I've got the chords. I can't quite hear the riff though because the sound keeps cutting out.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. So what's the riff that what am I strumming? I can't hear it.
I would call that really simple.
Yeah,
I'm also totally out. I'm totally out of tune, and I hate that more than anything. But you know what, though? Maybe I should go grab my acoustic and try to play it.
Yeah, give your acoustic. Do that. As much as I love the electric, and that guitar does sound beautiful.
Okay. I'll be right back.
See, this is what I love about doing a Twitch show, is that you just, it's so relaxed that it's like Tim's just gone off now to go and get his acoustic, and then he's going to come back and show me how to do one of his songs. Let me have a look at what you guys have been asking, because I know you've been asking lots of questions. Showtime says, yeah, that's Good Time, Bad Times. Exactly, that was a Zeppelin song. And don't forget, you can get the tickets for Doom Saloon Volume 2. You can go to clutchmerch.com to get those tickets. Still time, because it's tomorrow. That's August the 7th at, I believe, what time is it? 7 p.m., isn't it? The gig tomorrow, Tim?
8 o'clock East Coast time.
Oh, 8 o'clock East Coast. There we go. So you can still get tickets for that.
That's the thing about playing on the internet. It'll never sell out.
That's true. Yeah. It can just go on forever and ever.
Exactly. All right. Here's this puppy here. Finally.
What's your acoustic? What are you playing?
This is a Waterloo.
Oh, okay.
Made by a company called Collings, who's from Texas. Probably out of tune, too. Totally out of tune. Ugh, sorry. So, yeah, just go E.
Hey, you can tune it if you want.
E. I've got too much stuff going on here.
Do you want me to be quiet so you can tune it?
No. Oh yeah, I'm a full half step down here. All right. Close enough. Just those chords.
And what are you strumming again? That's the one.
That's the simple version of it.
Good, we need
You got to stay on the E. You got to stay on the E for way longer.
I've got to stay on the what? The G for longer?
The E.
The E. How many times do you? Is it
That's
twice?
That's what you play for the longest. C, B, E. So
what are the chords? C, E.
Starts
G,
off on
C,
E.
D.
E, G, D, C, B, E.
Oh, right. Okay. So
That's about it. G, G.
And then C, was that?
C.
You say B?
That's pretty much as simple and straightforward as it gets for clutch. Because usually our stuff is weird and riffed out. But that's one of the few that's like a normal chord progression. What I would call a normal chord progression.
Okay. I think I can watch the show back later and try and figure that out a bit more. But yeah, you're right. That's not too bad. I think I can get my head around that one.
Yeah, and it's probably a bit hard to hear because we're on Zoom and it sucks.
I agree. And it keeps
so there's that. So there's that, yeah.
Tim, I'm gonna blame Zoom this time. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Nothing to do with my playing.
And there's two other riffs in that song too.
Oh, is there? Maybe let's hear the other two and then
the first riff of the song, the first verse, is probably the easiest riff that we have.
Okay.
That's all it is, just those three notes. So you could easily do that. That's the first verse of the song.
What are you playing? What string?
G, 3rd fret, a sixth string, just 3rd fret and an open string. Just all it is.
Oh, I can't see the fret. What is it? The G? Did
Third
you say?
Third fret. Yeah.
Oh, so 3rd fret G, and the string you're hitting is the 5th string. Did you say? 6.
It's just the two low notes on the E string. So just the 3rd fret for 1, and then an open E for 2.
Oh, okay. I can't see. So you're sorry. So it's a G, and then I play the 6th string.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's 3. No. Oh. Got you.
There you go. You got it. All right.
I've got to go. I've got some homework this week, haven't I? Does that mean I can join Clutch now?
Yeah, almost. But you got the 3rd riff. There's a 3rd riff that I could barely play myself.
Okay, so this is going to be
probably
my
not on acoustic
now.
It's really fast.
That is
the song itself is conceptually super simple.
Well, so what are you playing there? I love that sound.
It's just a riff on the low E string. The same 2 notes as the first one, and then just kind of a little pull off at the end. And it's similar to the first riff, where it's that same fingering, just a lot more notes.
I love it. It sounds brilliant. Okay.
Cool. And that's all it is.
If you ever need me, I'm in. I'll happily join the band. So
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Oh my God! Yeah, everyone's going crazy on there now. I've got loads of questions. Not loads, but I'll go. Okay, so Brute says he's getting his guitar. He's joining. See, I think everyone's playing along with us.
All right, cool.
Hey, Mr. Man says, what's the best salami to use on your strings in 2020?
Boar's head.
Force head.
Boar's head. It's called boar's head salami.
Boar's head. Salami. What's salami? This is something new for me on my musical journey. What is salami? Is that some joke?
I think it may have been something I said in the 90s, or someone said it. I don't remember. That the whole trick to the clutch sound was to rub salami all over your fretboard. It's a really old joke. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm in Italy, so I feel like that could work quite well at the moment. So,
Good point.
I thought it was a reference to that, but that's cool. Can you play some Regulator with your acoustic? I love that song.
You know what? Neil actually plays the acoustic part. I play the heavy part. Sorry, I play the heavy part on that one.
Nice. Ninja Pig says, what are some good warm-up guitar exercises?
I like to just play scales and play chords and just get my hands moving.
Do you like doing walking, what do they call it? Walking the board, where you're like...
Yep. Actually, one of my favorite warm-ups is just playing our song called The House That Peter Built. It's just kind of a physically demanding song sometimes. So just playing that song over and over again definitely helps me to warm up a little bit.
Can we have a little list?
Sure. This one also has a kind of a simple chord progression as well. But I think just the fact that of the key that it's in kind of makes it a little more physically demanding than some of the other songs. But yeah. You can't even see me. All right. I'm going back here.
You're going back to electric.
So it's really just... I wish my computer worked. All right. Yeah, that's the verse of the song. It's actually completely senseless and probably should not be the verse to a song, but that ended up being the verse to that song. And it's really weird. And it's probably my best warm-up to play that song over and over again. Just playing that weird riff and trying to dig in as hard as I can usually just kind of gets the blood flowing a little bit.
Very good. Thank you.
I haven't played this acoustic for a long time. It's really hard to play.
Is it? God. So, let's have a look. Hang on. Brute says, I love boar's head. Okay, so that's the board thing, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, do you think, like, for you, is being a professional musician, is it everything like you thought it would be?
I'm not sure. I don't think I really had any concept of festivals back then. Because when I grew up, there really wasn't huge rock festivals. And that's kind of a thing that's, Clutch has managed to get on a ton of huge rock festivals within the past few years. So that's really something I never foresaw us doing, be able to go out and play, huge shows with huge bands like Guns N' Roses or whatever. That is something I definitely never foresaw. But that's probably one of my favorite parts about it.
Why did you never think that would happen?
The whole huge European festival thing was just something that was kind of off our radar. We didn't even know about it when we first started as a band. And we first saw it when we toured with Biohazard. We did a tour opening for Biohazard in 1993 over in Europe. And that's... Oh. Are you there?
I'm here, yeah. What happened
there? My phone went down to 20%. But anyway, that's when we were first exposed to the whole European festival thing. And we had a hard time actually, getting booked onto those festivals until, kind of semi-recently. So, yeah, it's just great for us to be able to, play huge shows for people who've never heard of us before. It's really helped us build our fan base quite a bit, especially in Europe.
No, that is the wonderful thing about festivals. You're right. It is a way get out there to an audience that maybe wouldn't have discovered you in the first place. So yeah, no, that's cool. That's what I do love about festivals. And like I say, I've worked on Download Festival for about 10 years. So that's a pretty cool festival. And like I said, I've seen you guys there a few times as well. But it's funny because I always because obviously it's considered it's a hard rock metal festival. And I mean, your sound is very steep. You are, when you play live, you are heavy. But your sound is very steeped in the blues as well, isn't it? I mean, where does that come from?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of blues and classic rock kind of influences in there. We just kind of are fans of rock and roll, all eras of rock and roll from the 50s up through now,
Yeah.
So to us,
fair enough.
Pretty much to us, the blues and funk and metal are all pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Just a couple of more questions and then I should probably let you go. So Tim, would you guys ever dust off Rising Sun or Guild of Mute Assassins for some live shows? Never seen either of those live before, says Brute.
Yes, we would probably dust those off. We have played Guild of Mute Assassins quite a bit live. Rising Sun maybe once or twice, but I would have no problem playing those. Those are fun. I like both those songs quite a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. And then one more says, oh no, okay, that's just someone saying how amazing you are, and Brute says that's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Man says, will you ever buy the rights back for the major label albums and re-release them on Weathermaker? Do you not feel it's financially feasible?
It has come up a couple times. One day we might actually be able to put out our own major label stuff. We are working on that right now. So the answer is not no. I know that for sure. The answer is not no. We might be able to do that.
That's good to hear. And obviously, like, you've got your own label, the Weathermaker label. I mean, what was that like for you? Was that completely freed you up creatively? Did you feel?
I don't know if it necessarily freed us up creatively, but it probably was the best thing that we ever did for ourselves. Deciding to never work with another label ever again. It definitely, I mean, I don't feel like there was never really a time in the major label days where I felt like they were trying to be creatively involved in what we did. They always let us do whatever we want. But just having, the opportunity to put out, like this Weathermaker Vault series and being able to put out as much stuff as we want, record as much music as we want, and put it out whenever we want on our own terms and not having to be on another person's schedule. That's mostly what it is, being able to be on our own schedule.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of material that we want to put out, and we have a lot of material that we're going to put out. So not having a label in the way of that has really helped quite a bit.
No, I can imagine, for sure. Well, Tim, look, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been great chatting to you, and thank you for the lesson.
Cool, thanks for having me. It's really easy.
Thank you so much.
EGDCB.
Right, okay, cool. And good luck tomorrow with the show.
Cool, thank you.
So just to give it another plug, I'll let you give it another plug, actually.
All right, Live at the Doom Saloon, Volume 2, tomorrow at 8 p.m. You said it's on Clutch Merch. You get tickets on clutchmerch.com. And it's aired on, I think, a few different platforms, but maybe I should find that out before I do interviews, exactly where it airs. But the company doing it is called STG, Sound Talent Group.
Yeah, I guess if you head to the website, probably all the information is up there where it's going to be aired and stuff. So once you
it's everywhere, all over our Facebook page, all over Instagram, and everywhere except in my head.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have you back again soon. And like I said, good luck with the show tomorrow and take care of yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Tim. See you later.
All right. Enjoy Italy. Bye.